Chicago, a city of beauty, strength, and power. Chicago, commercial capital of the nation, agricultural market and industrial center of the world. Chicago, the most American of American cities.
Chicago, Chi-Town, the Windy City. If the Midwest is the heartland of America, then Chicago is its heartbeat. Ask anyone what they love most about Chicago, and you'll get hundreds of different answers. The food is triumphant. The architecture is trailblazing. The people are salt of the earth. The sports are hallowed. The theater is groundbreaking. And the winters? Well, the winters are brutal. But when it comes to everything else, Chicago has it all.
And when it comes to the art world, Chicago certainly is no slouch. Now, if fine art's your thing, head to the Art Institute. If modern art's what you're chasing, head to the Museum of Contemporary Art. But if discovering the secret canvases of Chicago and how they truly represent the city is something you're interested in, well, follow me.
I'm Rosie Clayton. I'm an art lover, former fashion and retail entrepreneur, and full-time explorer. I'm hitting the road to meet with notable brands at iconic murals and walls across America to find out what it truly takes to stand out. As long as there have been walls, there have been murals. Murals are for the people and by the people. They are moments and movements and points of view immortalized for the public's viewing enjoyment. But what I love most about murals is how they translate the energy, history, beliefs, quirkiness, and the hustle of a city.
And Chicago knows hustle. In fact, I'm meeting with 3 Chicago business founders today who are hustling nonstop.
And just like an artist creating a mural, these owners will stop at nothing until they stand out. So, let's head to our first wall and meet our first founder. First up, I'm headed just northwest of Chicago's downtown district to one of my favorite murals. Meet the abstract geometric mural by street artist Jay Billicchi, also known as Remote. This kaleidoscopic-looking mural was done in collaboration with Beeline Chicago, an art organization that has been revitalizing and protecting Chicago street murals. Today, they curate artist collaborations all over Chicago. I love learning the story behind each mural, what it represents, what the artist hopes to convey, and this abstract geometric mural has an interesting one. The artist, Remote, painted much of this mural with liquefied copper, bronze, and iron metals, which gives the mural the look of corroding rust, and also serves as an homage to Chicago's Rust Belt roots. Now, while the term Rust Belt is more closely associated with the industrial decline this region saw in the late 80s and early 90s, I think it's fair to say that the bright colors of the mural represent the bright future Chicago is having with its reemergence as a beacon of business, art, and fashion. And I'm about to chat with someone who's contributing to that reemergence, Sarah Summers, the owner and founder of the chic and stylish Chicago-based scarf brand, Deseda. Sarah founded Deseda in 2019 with the goal of creating beautiful and artistic 100% premium grade silk scarves to accessorize life's vibrant moments. And in just 2 years, Sarah and Deseda are doing just that, curating beautiful scarves with designs specifically conceived by artists from all corners of the world.
Not many people think about getting into scarves. What for you was the impetus? What made you say, you know what, I want to get into scarves?
Well, that's just exactly it, Rosie. Not a lot of people are getting into scarves, and I felt that there was a real window of opportunity. I have always loved this accessory category. It's so classic, it's so chic, and I felt like there was a real white space in the market for something new and fresh and current and modern, and that's how the idea was born.
Can't help but wonder if there's a little bit of an Hermes influence here, but at a different price point?
I hold their company in such high regard. They have been in business for generations, and they've really set the gold standard in the space. And so we were actually at a trunk show, and I was meeting with customers, and somebody said, oh, I totally get what Deseda is. It's like Hermes's cool younger sister. And I thought, wow, that's an amazing compliment. I'll take that all day long. So yes, what we're trying to do is offer amazing quality, these gorgeous luxury accessories, but at a more accessible price point.
I can totally see that. I audibly gasped when I opened your package. The scarves are beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy you love them.
As a business founder, where do you find your inspiration?
Well, there's several things that inspire me daily with this business. The first and one of the most important, of course, is our customers. I mentioned before, I was really inspired by this very classic, very beautiful accessory category. And I know for so many of our customers, it helps them really elevate the basics that they have in their wardrobe. It helps them add a touch of personality and color and vibrance to their look. And it really makes them feel chic, and it allows them to express themselves and present themselves in a way that's different and their own. So that is very motivational and inspiring. And then of course, the artists and creatives that we get to collaborate with are huge inspirations. The opportunity to introduce them to a new fan base for their work, to celebrate their talent and their creativity is hugely inspirational. And then lastly, and this is very personal to me, but just the opportunity to create something from scratch and build a business and bring all of these wonderful people together is hugely inspirational for me as well.
And for each new collection, do you start with a color palette, a mood board? How do you get your start?
That's such a good question. So far, we've really taken it more kind of scarf by scarf, artist by artist. So they've each kind of had their own little journey or their own little process. And that's evolved a lot as we've gone. But working with the artists and like the mood board process is hugely inspirational. Before starting Deseda, I was in finance for 16 years. So this is a very different day-to-day existence. And I can say the artists and the creativity and the way that they make their inspirations materialize has been hugely inspirational and helps me think a lot about how I live my life and how I'm running this business.
What's the future like for Deseda? Where do you want to take your brand?
I love this question. There's so many things on tap and so many things we have underway. Our goals are big and we're pretty ambitious. But I would say, first of all, of course, is we want to keep growing that Deseda Artist Collective and really collaborating with more creatives of all different backgrounds, really celebrating their work and creating this gateway gallery for them to meet more fans and supporters for what they do. So continuing to grow that base of artist collaborators is really important. We, of course, have plans to diversify into other products, which I think will be really fun as well. We've learned a lot with the scarf category, and there's a lot more to do. And then another interesting path of opportunity that we're working on is really cool brand collaborations and collaborations with other organizations as well, where we can team up to create original products.
I'm sure you get this question all the time, but what are some of your favorite ways to wear a scarf?
You're right, we do get this question all of the time. Our customers are always looking for new, fresh ways to wear the scarves. And I love talking about this because the scarves truly are one of the most versatile things you can have in your wardrobe. So some of the very, very on-trend ways to wear your scarf right now are as a top, either as a bandeau or more of a full like kind of halter style top. So that is really fun, especially with spring and summer on the horizon. Also, headscarves are back in a major way. Such a chic look, and I feel like anybody can rock that. And so the headscarf, also tying it in your hair, headband style. So that is really cute. They're also great as belts. So either like just through a pair of your favorite jeans or maybe to cinch together a more flowy kind of sundress vibe for the summer. So belts are fantastic. And then of course, there's always so many classic ways to tie it around your neck or drape it over your shoulders, wear it inside the lapel of a blazer like you are. The options are really endless and it's so fun to play around.
I love even tying a scarf around a handbag and just have that little pop of color and it's there if you need it.
It's so chic. I love that look too. And once again, it's one that everybody can play with and have fun with.
Well, Sarah, it was such a pleasure chatting with you today. You're doing such amazing things with your brand and it's just been a joy to learn about your collection.
Oh, thank you so much. It's such a treat to be able to get this glimpse into your world and get to share our story with you. So thank you so much.
I hope I see you soon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Much like a great mural, Deseda is breathing vibrant moments of life into the everyday. Whether it's a street corner or an outfit, anything can be a canvas for expression. You just gotta have something to say. Now let's check out another mural and another brand that's standing out.
There's a palpable energy, a hustle at every corner of this town, and no one understands that feeling of energy and movement like Georgia Hill, the abstract artist responsible for this beautiful black and white mural. In much of her work, Georgia Hill explores how we as a people feel and move through space. The work itself was commissioned by an architecture firm, and you can see the influences of architecture in this piece. The flow, the lines, the structure, the balance of light and dark, all of it elements that reflect not just the conceptual thinking that goes into architecture, but challenges how we as people interact with structure on an emotional level. It's a simple building, but the mural itself adds a true energy that turns any Chicago commute into an experience. And if there's anyone who understands how shape and structure influence how we feel and move through space, it's Wisniewski and Coabi Kastan, the founders of 1/3. 1/3 is a Chicago-based women's jacket and blazer company that is creating chic, elevated, and affordable third pieces for women. While muralists like Georgia Hill are examining how we move throughout structures, both physically and emotionally, Anna and Coabi are inspiring women to reimagine how their jackets and blazers help them move throughout their lives.
Talk to me about the name 1/3. I understand it's a retail term, right? The idea of the third piece?
That's right. The third piece encompasses anything from a light jacket to a blazer. And the idea is that the third piece really completes your outfit. It takes it to the next level.
Like every good artist, you guys had your training. I know you both started at Trunk Club, a personalized clothing service started here in Chicago. How did that shape 1/3?
We started at Trunk Club back in 2011. There were about 20 of us when we started, and eventually the company was acquired by Nordstrom. During that time, Anna and I launched Trunk Club for women. It was men's only, and we launched their women's business. And during the course of that, we really realized that there was this white space for women's lightweight jackets and third pieces. That was how the company was born, but we learned a ton through that experience, a lot about how to look styled, how to look complete. And that's really what 1/3 is. We're a company aimed at making sure a woman's outfit is totally complete. It's not just, a shirt and a jacket, but rather a whole look that looks very styled.
I totally agree. I think the perfect fitting jacket, it adds that perfect amount of polish to a look.
Absolutely. It really takes an outfit from, kind of basic to styled and elevated.
I think what I love about muralists is that they can be amazing in so many different mediums, but they choose this medium, a wall, to perfectly translate their vision. What is it about jackets to you? You can clearly delve into other options, but you remain focused on jackets and blazers.
So first and foremost, we're just passionate about jackets, and that's defined from living in Chicago, I would say. It's like you can wear a jacket for just about any occasion, and you probably need it because of the weather. But also there's a lot of noise in the apparel space, and I think it's a lot of brands trying to do a lot of things, and they're maybe not great at it. So I think we want to start with jackets. That's not to say that we won't explore other options, but we really want to perfect jackets first.
Doing one thing and doing it well.
Yeah, that's our mission.
So tell me a little bit about how you find a range in your collection, the different fabrications, the fits. I know you guys offer casual styles as well as super tailored pieces.
So basically we look in our own closets and see what's missing and see what we'd like more of. And that is how we came up with the jacket you're wearing. That is our first jacket, and it's our baby. And we don't want to be stuck in a corner when it comes to our styles. This past winter, we explored an outerwear piece. So we're open to exploring whatever our customers are leaning towards. But our safe space is really this lightweight jacket or blazer, like the one you were wearing, this jacket, and the one Coabi's wearing.
What I love is your styles, despite, whether they're casual or a little more dressy, whatever fabrication, they have just the right amount of special details without being over the top and busy.
Yeah. We definitely are very careful about what we incorporate in our jackets. We want classic styles, nothing too trendy, but also, to your point, kind of jackets that have some unique detail and elements that kind of make it special, like the pattern on Anna's, or the buttons on mine, or the fringe and general style of the one you're wearing.
So I understand you guys have a focus on sustainability. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So being in the fashion industry, we saw what was happening. There was waste, too much inventory, and then markdowns. It's this vicious cycle. So the fact that we're direct to consumer and we don't have to kind of work with wholesale accounts allows us to have a cadence of releases or drops that we desire. So what we do right now is we'll do regular drops, sometimes monthly, usually every other month, and we'll do limited quantities. And the goal there is that we don't want overage. We don't want to have a lot of inventory on hand that we're not going to sell. So we do a limited quantity, we try and sell through, and then we don't see waste or excess inventory like so prevalent in the fashion industry.
Guys, it was so fun talking to you. It was great to learn about your business. You're doing great things, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do next.
Thank you so much. This was amazing, and you look fantastic in our 1/3 jacket.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Chat
Rosie.
soon, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Energy, movement, feeling. Yes, these are some abstract ideas, but there's some amazing people thinking about it 24/7. They're thinking about it on our corners, and they're thinking about it in your closets. You might not always recognize when these ideas are being explored and perfected, but you can certainly feel the difference. So right now, I'm headed to Chicago's West Loop to show you guys an amazing mural inspired by a great restaurant here in Chicago. This is the Eden mural. The artist behind this masterpiece is Chicago native Ascend. Ascend began his art career in the late 90s as a graffiti artist, bringing an extensive mastery of color theory and composition to each body of work by means of oil paint, spray paint, latex, and airbrush. And it wasn't just the public that was taking note. Companies all across Chicago wanted Ascend's help to turn their facades into inspired masterpieces, including chef Devin Quinn, who commissioned Ascend to capture his restaurant Eden's commitment to only the freshest ingredients and gastronomical innovation. While this wonderful mural certainly represents Chicago's budding restaurant community, it also reminds me of another Chicago brand that is standing out with their own kind of fresh ingredients, ones that don't require a fork and a knife. Meet Equilibria. Equilibria is a CBD skincare and wellness company that started right here in Chicago by Marcy Capron-Vermillion and her co-founder Coco Meers. That's right, CBD, the product you hear about every day. But much like this beautiful mural, Equilibria has found a unique, beautiful, and educational way to stand out in this crowded space. Now, everyone is talking about CBD these days, but you guys are taking it one step further with Equilibria. You're not just talking about CBD, you're educating consumers about CBD. Tell us about that.
Education is built into everything that we do. In fact, from the very first moment that we met, we knew that the industry didn't need yet another CBD brand. What it needed was a place to come and to learn and to ask questions and to understand this new, nascent, and frankly, wild, wild west of a category.
Not to mention, we did 1.5 years of research before we started this company, and it became very clear that with women being trust-based consumers and so curious, that education was paramount for success with CBD. You could not just give her CBD and have her walk away. It wouldn't work.
Women don't know where to start. Should you start with 10 milligrams a day, 50 milligrams a day, 100 milligrams a day? What's the difference between full spectrum and isolate? A sublingual product versus a digestive product? There's so many questions. So we knew from the beginning that we need to empower our member with answers so she can choose what's right for her body.
The way you guys convey your information on your website and the way you speak about your products really rings in a different tone than any other CBD product I've heard about.
Yeah, I mean, this is about responsible use. So in the research that we did beforehand, I was doing, a ton of sessions with women of all ages, and it became really clear that they needed more. There was that responsible use factor, which was that, again, you couldn't just give them CBD and have them walk away. CBD can contraindicate with medications. There's all these various things that you need to look out for that people are not aware. You can't just casually buy it.
Given the sea of competitors in the CBD brand, there were 3 things that we set out to do from the very beginning. One was to be able to trace the quality and the consistency all the way back to the genetics. Not all CBD is created equal. So we just didn't feel comfortable white labeling a product from a manufacturer who we didn't know. So we're owners in our own farm to start. Second of all, we focus on women because our bodies need balancing, and what CBD does is promote balance within the body. But again, back to education, what really, really sets us apart and what we're so proud of is genuinely holding the hand of every single member from where she starts to how she stays with CBD.
When I look at this mural, I think about freshness and farms. Tell us a little bit about some of the farms you work with to make your great products.
We are so proud to be able to offer farm to home CBD. As owners in our own farm, we are with your CBD truly from the genetics. Our farm has an exceptional genetics program where we are working at the DNA level to make sure that there are maximum therapeutic compounds, the cannabinoids and the terpenes expressed in that flower. After the genetics, we only take the strongest clones and plant them and have a really smart agricultural process. And then only the flower where the cannabinoids and the terpenes reside is harvested and made into the oils. So every single step of this process, you can either do things to increase quality or to decrease quality. And we are mindful of every single step to ensure that when our CBD arrives at your home, it's high quality, premium, and consistent from batch to batch.
So it's not just the ingredients that are high quality, but the extraction process as well.
Farming and extraction, yeah. So this is a single origin product. So like you think about single origin in coffee and the quality that comes from that, and traceability and consistency, we have the same thing here, but with our hemp.
How have you been able to get some of the older folks out there to consider CBD?
We built our brand for the woman who, like us, didn't self-identify as a cannabis user. This is part of our focus on education. It's okay to come to Equilibria not knowing anything about this ingredient because a real live human will talk you through it on the phone. So many of our members thought that cannabis was just about recreation. They didn't know that it was about healthcare until they meet with one of our dosage specialists. So we consider it our responsibility to meet her where she is, no matter what age or stage. Often our members will get their mom and their grandmothers and their aunts and their sisters. We have a ton of woman-to-woman sharing at Equilibria within our community, which we're so proud of. But it does often take that referral from someone who's had a great experience, nudging her along. And once she arrives on our site, she sees that we're different and that you don't have to know everything or be alone in the process. We're truly there to help you.
That was so great, ladies. I learned so much, and I'm so happy to have met you today.
Thank you. This was awesome. Thanks for chatting through everything with us. It was great to meet you.
You too. See you later.
Bye. Have a great night.
And from the way Equilibria is running their business with a focus on education, long-term guidance, and relief, it's clear to me and the world that Equilibria isn't just part of the CBD conversation, they're leading it. Chicago. Every inch of your city has a story, but you don't hide from it. You wear your emotions and your history on your concrete sleeves, inspiring those who call you home to go out and create and innovate. If you are truly the Windy City, then that wind must be at your back, for you are sailing towards uncharted territories filled with possibility, expression, and beauty. I'm Rosie Clayton, and this has been Well Traveled Chicago. Where are we headed next? Stay tuned, only on Shopflix.